Alright guys, I'm back, gym clothes on, you know what that means, it's Friday, and I'm back with another Smackdown review, which is like shocking because I wasn't planning on doing these 2 weeks in a row with having, they announced a retro show, so of course I was going to review that. I thought that was really interesting. So I'm going to get into a quick channel update real quick. I have a vlog coming out this weekend of a Resident Evil unboxing and something else special in it as well, so stay tuned for that. And I'm going to be doing AEW Double or Nothing review and hopefully a Raw review in the upcoming weeks here. So make sure you guys all stay tuned for that. And then starting the first week of June, I'm going to try to get another vlog out. I have like an idea for it, so I'm hoping that one works out. So anyways, let's preview tonight's show. Apparently, wait, before we get into that, there's two things I want to talk about. Was first off, AEW had their Blood and Guts show. I only watched the main event. I saw a cringe promo by Kenny Omega, which I skipped over, and shitty-ass Orange Cassidy. And the main event itself was really entertaining to watch and really fun, and it was one of the best things I've seen out of AEW since I started watching again over the past 2 weeks, pretty much. So I actually really enjoyed the match, and I'd highly recommend it. The finish is what everyone's talking about, and yeah, it looks stupid at the end, but whatever, let's just let it go. But anyways, everything else I thought was really cool. I liked the attires, the cell-made attires, and I liked when the Inner Circle were just fucking shit up at the end. But Pinnacle, they came off pretty cool too, and I really actually enjoyed the match, so it was actually pretty good outside of that. And Daniel Bryan, apparently his contract expired, and I just want to say I hope he stays with WWE. I don't want him to go to AEW. I feel like he's such a star in WWE, and he fought his way to being main event status, and I hope he stays there. But if he does leave, I hope he goes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I felt like that would be a much better landing place for him than AEW, because, I don't know, I just feel like he'd be used a lot better in WWE than he would in AEW. Alright, so previewing tonight's show, it's a retro show, which I'm actually really stoked about, which is the reason I'm reviewing it, and the match I'm most excited for is Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. That match sounds really cool. They had a great match at WrestleMania, so I can't wait to see this, and I can't wait to see what they do with the show, so let's get into this. Okay, so getting into the review, I thought the show was going to have a much more like retro Smackdown feel from like the early 2000s, but instead it kind of had this mix of like 90s WWF mixed in there. And then they had a really cool intro with The Rock and saying Smackdown and how he like came up with the whole name and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And they also had all these vignettes throughout the night of like all these past moments from Smackdown, which again are also really cool. And the show started off with Roman Reigns mentioning his match with Daniel Bryan last week, and they mentioned it quite a lot on the show, so I wonder if that means he's staying, or what exactly that means for everything. Cesaro came out, we had an awesome brawl ensue with Cesaro and Rollins and the family, I guess you'd say. Jimmy Uso's back, that's really cool. They gave him the spotlight, it had this really cool feel-good moment to it. And I thought that was really cool. Then Teddy Long comes out, next thing you know, after this whole brawl is going on, and he makes a tag team match. So, getting into Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, the match itself, it was quite good. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as their match from WrestleMania, but a solid sequel. These guys are just really good athletes and just a lot of fun to watch in the ring. And that's really all I have to say about it. It wasn't very long, but it was really solid. Speaking of Teddy Long and everything, it was a good thing we had him back to make tag team matches. He was going to have Sami Zayn go one-on-one with The Undertaker until he realized he was retired. Then, next thing you know, Teddy Long, he's calling Booker T out of retirement. He's like, King Booker, as he always used to say back in the day. And then it was pretty funny when Sami Zayn and Sonya Deville, and they're all doing the Teddy Long dance in the back. It was really funny. He's like, I don't want to do the Teddy Long dance. So following that up, we had two really good segments with Bayley and Bianca Belair. That had a really good build-up to the pay-per-view, and then we got a really good interaction with the Usos in the back, which again had a really solid build-up to the pay-per-view, and that really helped the storyline throughout the night. And we also, following that up, we got Dolph Ziggler coming out Spider-Man 3 style, bullying the fuck out of Dominick Mysterio. Man, it was just such a hilarious promo. We just talked so much shit to him to coax Dominick Mysterio into the match instead of wrestling Rey Mysterio. And yeah, the match itself, Dominick Mysterio, I guess he channels it. He puts on the Venom symbiote and he gets the roll-up win over Dolph Ziggler. And we'll just get right into the 6-man main event. 10-man tag. Teddy Long must have been stoked once he found out there was he got to make a 10-man tag main event. It wasn't the main event, but it was the last match of the evening. And it had a really good moment to it. I have to shout out Apollo Crews for actually acting like a heel in this match, and he was like doing the whole New Day clap along, which was pretty cool. So then the main event was the show closing segment was Roman Reigns confronting Jimmy Uso about about his actions throughout the night and getting involved in the Rollins and Cesaro match. And it was really cool. I really liked the promo work between the two, and they had this really awesome playback to their matches at Hell in a Cell and Night of Champions from last year, so I thought that was a really cool way how they still kept that storyline going between them to the point where Jimmy was walking away, and then Jay comes out to like, no man, you don't want to go. You don't want to go. You want to stay with us. How he's trying to keep things together, and then Cesaro comes out and attacks Roman, and Jay like rushes back in, but Jimmy's like, nah man, let him fight his own battles, and then Jay hits the ring, starts fighting back for Roman. Then Cesaro beats the shit out of him. Then once that starts happening, I thought was really cool is that Jimmy got back in the ring to protect his brother. So it had like a really cool like however you say it, like relationship wise between like the three of them. Not like a love triangle, obviously, that's all I'm saying, but like it's cool how they all have like a different relationship between the two, but how they all look at each other. That I really liked. And that's how the show ended. So let's get into my favorite part, least favorite part, and my overall opinions on the show. So, we'll start off with my least favorite part. Okay, the show itself, it didn't really have anything offensive on it, but I would have liked to have seen like more wrestlers wearing like ring attires from like past, like paying tribute to other old SmackDown stars and stuff like that. I thought that would be a lot cooler. And the show itself didn't really like feel like, oh, a retro show, because the stage really didn't feel like anything too special. They didn't really like have any, I don't know, just missed that extra, have that extra just, I don't know, like design to it that I felt that it was needed to really show that it was a tribute show and everything like that. So heading over to my favorite part, which most people would think would be the Cesaro-Rollins match, but no, I'm going to go with the whole storyline and the Roman Reigns character work. Again, just awesome. Roman Reigns is just such a touch above everybody else, and the whole storyline throughout the night created this whole uncertainty heading into the pay-per-view with Jimmy Uso being thrown in the mix. It's like, oh, is he going to get involved in the match? Is Jay? Well, we know Jay will probably get involved in the match, but we don't know where everything stands, where everyone is, and especially with Cesaro, it's like, can he win this match? And it just creates a lot of tension going into the match, and you don't really know what's going to happen or where they're going to go with everything. So I really liked that throughout the show, and it built everything up nicely. Which we'll get into my overall thoughts of the show is, we'll start off with everything built nicely. Like even the women's tag match, even though it had a really like stupid match involved, it did build up to their pay-per-view nicely and went well. And like the Bayley segment and Bianca Belair segment and the Dirty Dogs versus the Mysterios, again, like things they built in nicely throughout the show for the actual pay-per-view and everything like that. However, nothing on the show was really all match-wise was all that memorable. But the storyline work was really good throughout the show. So I'd give the show a thumbs up. It was solid, but like it's not like anything super memorable out here, but it was still really good. It was still good overall. And would I recommend it if you're like a huge wrestling fan? Yeah, you know what? Check it out because you got some good stuff on here. But if you're just like a super casual, then like, this probably wasn't the show for you. But who knows? It was good overall in my opinion. It doesn't matter to me. Anyways, remember to like the video, comment, and subscribe. For my next wrestling review, I guess stay tuned and hit the subscribe button. Anyways, peace, guys.